In the room, Yang Kai took a seat, but did not rush to touch the tea in front of him. The shopkeeper of Spirit Pill Workshop was a little too enthusiastic, which made him feel a little bit of carelessness could cause him some trouble, so he showed the caution he should have. Kong Saran apparently discovered this too, didn't care, smiled slightly, and said, I heard that the guest came to buy the pill recipe? Exactly. Yang Kai nodded. Kong Saran's eyes lit up and he said, so, is the guest an alchemy expert? Yang Kai frowned, and said lightly, while the shop sells things, does it also inquire about the details of the guests? There is already some blame on his words, but Kong Saran is not angry, but apologizes, young Master Yang, please don't blame, it's not the old man intention, and I will apologize to you. While talking, he drank the tea in his cup. He wiped the water on his chin, and said, if the guest is really an alchemy expert, and your level is high enough, the old man can give the pill recipe you need. What does this mean? Yang Kai was confused by him. Kong Saran smiled bitterly when he heard the words, and did not answer right away. He seemed to be considering his words, and only after a while he spoke, if this is the case, the old man will be straightforward. Shopkeeper Kong, please tell me. In fact, it is like this. Kong Saran pondered for a moment, we have some shortcomings in the alchemy expert for Spirit Pill Workshop, if the guest is an alchemy expert above the Void King grade, the old man wants to hire the guest as the shop's pill master. Absolutely generous, the old man has 2 suggestions for you to choose. I can give you a certain amount of monthly salary every month, or you in our Spirit Pill Workshop can draw a profit based on the income, everything depends on your own wishes. Yang Kai was stunned when he heard the words, do you have insufficient alchemy expert in Spirit Pill Workshop? It's true. Kong Saran seems to have been annoyed by this matter for a long time. Now that he sees a glimmer of hope, he has no intention of hiding it. We originally had 3 alchemy expert in Spirit Pill Workshop, but 1 left a while ago, leaving only 2 left, but now there is only 1. The refined Spirit Pill is really beyond making ends meet. That's why. But don't worry, if we have any pill recipe in the Spirit Pill Workshop, you can check it out. The old man will never hide it privately. This answer couldn't help but make Yang Kai a little excited. After all, he doesn't have many source crystals in his hands. If he really pick up and buy pill recipe, maybe he can only buy 1 or 2 ordinary pill recipe. As for the pill recipe of source congealing pill, it must be extremely expensive, and he can't afford it with his current financial resources. He was only planning to find out the price of the pill recipe first. Then go to raise the source crystal to buy it. Unexpectedly, when he came to the Spirit Pill Workshop, he encountered this unexpected surprise. Yang Kai asked calmly, why did the 2 alchemy experts suddenly leave? Is it because the shopkeeper Kong is not paying enough? How can there be such a thing? Kong Saran smiled bitterly. The old man asked himself that in this Maplewood city, the price of doing business is fair, and he is honest. The price that the Spirit Pill Workshop offers to the alchemy expert is definitely not low, but people will always go to the higher places rather than the lower places, this is the eternal truth. In the face of greater interests, it is natural for them to choose to leave Spirit Pill Workshop. Hearing what he said, Yang Kai understood a little bit. The corner was dug. When Kong Saran heard the words, a trace of annoyance appeared on his expression, and he nodded, that's right, our Spirit Pill Workshop is actually the property of the Violet Source Chamber of Commerce, and the shop across the street is the business of the Seven Bright Chamber of Commerce. It is only natural that it will target us. Violet Source Chamber of Commerce, Seven Bright Chamber of Commerce? Yang Kai frowned. The guest hasn't heard of it. Now it was Kong Saran's turn to be surprised. Yang Kai smiled and shook his head. Kong Saran was stunned for a while. It seemed that Yang Kai had never heard of the names of these 2 chambers of commerce as a third-order Void King realm. After all, in the South Territory, except for the Supreme Overlord Star Sour Palace, the forces at the next level are the Violet Source Chamber of Commerce and the Seven Bright Chamber of Commerce and other big forces. Yang Kai's strength is not low, how could he have not even heard of this? But Kong Saran is a businessman, the best at observing words and expressions. To avoid embarrassment for Yang Kai, he hurriedly smiled and said, it seems that the guest is a person of asceticism. No wonder he is young but have the cultivation level that is no less than the old man. Yang Kai gave a dry laugh, but did not answer. However, Judging from the information revealed by Kong Suren, the relationship between the two chambers of commerce seems to be hostile. It is not difficult to understand that the peers are enemies, they are all engaged in business, and naturally there are elements of competition in it. The Seven Bright Chamber of Commerce offered a higher price and poached the two alchemy expert from Spirit Pill Workshop, which led to the embarrassing situation in Spirit Pill Workshop. Without enough alchemy expert, there will naturally not be enough spirit pills. As time passes, I'm afraid that no one will visit the Spirit Pill Workshop. As the shopkeeper of Spirit Pill Workshop, Kong Suren is naturally anxious. These days, he has been looking for suitable alchemy expert, and wants to pull them into Spirit Pill Workshop, but Maplewood City is not big in the star boundary. Even if it has alchemy expert, it was also a low-level alchemy expert. Even if they're hired, it is of little use. That's why he was so enthusiastic about Yang Kai, so when he heard that Yang Kai was here to buy pill recipe, he immediately asked Xiao to invite him in. The person who can buy the pill recipe is definitely an alchemy expert. The average martial artist will not pay attention to the pill recipe at all. They only need to raise the materials and pay enough to ask the alchemy expert to refine the spirit pill. Dare to ask, what is the alchemy expert level of the guest? Kong Suren explained his dilemma and asked Yang Kai, looking nervously and expectantly. If Yang Kai's alchemy expert level is not high, then he doesn't need to waste time with Yang Kai. Yang Kai thought for a while, and said, there is no problem in refining the Void King grade spirit pill. His answer was not complete, and it has some concealment, but this answer was enough to satisfy Kong Suren. Hearing Yang Kai personally confessing that he was a Void King grade alchemy expert, Kong Suren was already excited, and his eyes were full of sincere meaning. Before he could speak, Yang Kai said, Shopkeeper Kong, don't have to say more. I just make pill refining because I need source crystals. It's a means of making money, and it's just a kind of cultivation. I won't keep on doing pill refining for a long time. Maybe, one day I no longer need to do pill refining, Shopkeeper Kong should ask another brilliant alchemy expert. The attitude of the other party was very sincere, and Yang Kai didn't want to deceive anything, so he was straightforward. After all, for him, pill refining was just a means of cultivation, and he would not invest too much energy and time in it. If he agreed to Kong Suren's request, it would be equivalent to selling himself to Spirit Pill Workshop, and his time and freedom would be restricted in the future. This is not what Yang Kai wants to see. Won't be doing pill refining for a long time? Kong Suren was stunned, and then smiled, it doesn't matter, as long as the guest can help old man doing pill refining for 3 months, no, 2 months will be fine. Old man will not delay too much time for you to cultivate. Only 2 months? Yang Kai looked at him in surprise. Yes, in fact, the situation here has already been reported to the Chamber of Commerce headquarters, and they have also agreed to send 2 alchemy expert over there, but it will take some time. After all, the road is far away and this is a small place. The headquarters will not take it too seriously. It takes about 2 months before and after, so as a guest, you only need to help the old man to survive these 2 months. That's it. Yang Kai nodded slightly. What do you think of this? Would you like to think about it? Kong Suren asked nervously. He has been tortured crazy by this incident during this period. Seeing this suitable candidate has been sent to his eyes, he is not willing to miss it anyway. If it's 2 months, it's not a problem, but Shopkeeper Kong, those pill recipe. Before Yang Kai finished speaking, Kong Suren waved his hand boldly, if the guest really becomes our shop people, those pill recipe can naturally be investigated and even copied. Can I ask what kind of pill recipe? Is there a source congealing pill? Almost every shop have pill recipe such as source congealing pill, but because each family is different, there will be some small differences in the pill recipe. Why, since the guest is a Void King grade alchemy expert, he still doesn't know how to make source congealing pill. Kong Suren suddenly became a little nervous, thinking to himself that Yang Kai was just talking nonsense, right? Which Void King grade alchemy expert does not have a pill recipe like source congealing pill? This is the most demanded spirit pill for the Void King realm martial artist. Yang Kai smiled awkwardly, and could only say, I was born in a remote place, and there are no such powerful martial artist, so. Although this explanation is full of loopholes, it can be regarded as a reason anyway. Kong Suren didn't go to the bottom of the question, which is annoying. Let's do it this way, Shopkeeper Kong Suren, you will list the pill recipe owned by the workshop and give it to me. I will go back and consider it carefully. If it is possible, I will definitely come back in 3 days. Yang Kai did not rashly agree to Kong Saran. After all, he is not familiar with the spirit pill workshop and Kong Saran, who knows if he is a man of integrity. It's always right to be careful in everything. That's okay, the old man is waiting for the guests to come, and guests must consider it as soon as possible. Our spirit pill workshop's medicine pill is not enough now. Kong Saran knew that this matter was in a hurry, so he could only agree with Yang Kai's requirement. Immediately, he sorted out a list of pill recipe and handed it to Yang Kai. Saying goodbye to Kong Saran, Yang Kai did not return to his residence, but still strolled around the city. Whenever he saw a shop selling spirit pills, he went in and asked about it. Although it has been negotiated with Kong Saran, he still wants to try whether he can buy the pill recipe from other places. After all, if he can do it alone, it is better than cooperating with the spirit pill workshop, and the benefits will be more. Of course, cooperating with spirit pill workshop also has some advantages, such as a fixed source of customers, sufficient materials, and no worries about sales channels. Both have pros and cons. To be continued.